probably the first time I've been really back here. It's a bit weird because obviously the last time I was here, I was literally my lowest I've ever been in my life. Thought of just literally climbing over, standing on the edge here, and I was just going to throw myself off. I felt guilty in case, you know, I go through a car window, I'm going to hurt someone else. Climbed back over, I think I had my leg over, and then climbed back over, and then looked over at the pylon, and that's pretty much what I can remember. I can't even remember climbing to the pylon, walking to the pylon. My head must have just literally went. My childhood was good. I got two older brothers. You know, I was a proper country bunking, so playing out in the fields, and yeah, I had a good life as a young kid growing up. I think the build-up of bits and bobs that's happened in my life, you know, a wise person said to me once, just imagine getting a present and not opening the present and putting it away in the cupboard, you know, and not open it, and every year you get a present, putting it away. Eventually that cupboard's just going to explode, which probably pretty much what my brain done. You know, I didn't open up about my feelings, I didn't talk to people about my feelings. I had an accident when I was younger. It involved another child and he ended up getting badly burnt. 95% of his body got burnt. I was 13 years old at the time. It was just a complete accident, and I obviously blame myself at the time. You know, we were both being silly, as kids do, and I think that was a big part of my struggle. I sort of put it behind me, I didn't talk about it, and I think years later some bloke was bullying some friend of mine. I got into a fight with him and he ended up going in his house, getting a kitchen knife and stabbing me in my face. I had 72 stitches in the side of my face, and I think that was the breaking point. That I you know, I was a bit of a pretty boy, he enjoyed my looks and stuff, and I think that it was a big deal at the time for me. And I think it was 6 months after that happened, I ended up doing what I did. I was just down all the time. You know, I struggled getting out of bed, going to work. And then one morning I just woke up and decided I didn't want to be here anymore. I can't remember climbing it, I can't remember the lead up to it, I can't remember it happening. I just remember waking up a month and a half later in hospital. Obviously took the right arm off straight away. You know, I had 33,000 volts go through my body. Doctor said, I don't even know how you survived. It missed everything internal and then blew my feet off, you know. In a way, I was sort of relieved that I was still alive. And I'll never forget, the first thing I see when I woke up was a big picture of me with my arms. At the time I had my arms and legs starfished. I'd done a streak at MK Dons. I was the first ever male streaker. 2006, I think I'd done that. I smiled and thought, look, I'm still here. It's not going to be easy, but you know, I've got to live with it and yeah, go from there really. I think I was at Stoke Mandeville for about a month and a half after that, and then I went to Milton Keynes. So I was there for 4 months where I met Abby, who was assistant physio, who really helped me. She'd put ice on my legs. In my phone to this day, she's Ice Queen.
I've always been Ice Queen, yeah, because I was the only one that would go around and pop the ice tubes on his stumps. I'd have to stay with him, you know, 10-15 minutes a couple of times a day. So yeah, you have to build up a rapport with your patients for them to trust you and believe that what you're doing is for the best, for their best interests.
But I'll never forget it. So I put my prosthetic legs on at first and it was really painful. And I thought, how am I going to do this? This is going to be so hard. And I felt a bit down again. And I'll never forget, the door opened and this bloke, I can't remember his name, but he walked in, he was a quadruple amputee and he was just so happy. And I said, why are you so happy? He said, because I'm still here. And then from that day, that split second of him saying that to me, it just changed my life forever. Doctors said it would take 3.5 years to walk. I've done it in 6 weeks. So determined. I think my friends and family sort of made me feel better in myself. they were worried because obviously the depression I suffered and ended up doing what I'd done, and they thought, how is someone like I was, how was he going to deal with being like this?
When you meet Craig, you wouldn't have known he had had an accident through self-infliction. You would think it would have been through a car accident or something like that because of his personality and the positivity in him. It was hard to believe he was the way he was because of what he did. As open and honest as Craig is about what happened to him, it can't be easy, but I think it needs to be said, it needs to be seen, it needs to be heard. People need to know, men need to know it is okay to talk, and it is okay to be sad. And you know, once you get talking, then you know, burdens might lift and advice might be given, and hopefully it can set them down a better path and not a disastrous path. Because you know, if anyone, I think what Craig feels, he doesn't want anyone to feel how he felt at that time in his life. And if he can help people not get to the point that he got to, then he's winning.
He's a very chatty man. Everyone coming here is talk to everyone. So he's kind of guy, if you come in for a coffee, it's very difficult not to talk to him. It's very difficult. He's gonna talk to everyone. And it's no shame of what he have. Everyone asking, if a little kid one day asking why he don't have legs, and he told him. And now, if you funny things, one day I was complaining about my knee, and he looked at me and I said, Alex, I don't have any knee, why are you complaining? And we both laughing each other, so it was so funny.
I was given a second chance, that's how I looked at it, you know. It could have ended up one way or the other. I could have went into depression again, and I didn't, you know. And obviously the medication and all that helped me through the bad times and the dark times, and yeah, I just got on with it and thought, right, from now on it's going to be tough, but I just got to keep going and be positive. You know, I could have been quite easily sat in a wheelchair for the rest of my life and just felt sorry for myself, but I thought, you know, I've been given that extra chance of life again, and you know, every negative I've got to turn into a positive, and from that day really I put every negative into a positive, you know, and just went from there really. Within a year after my accident, a friend's dad invited me down to the local bowls club, and I was on, you know, it's an old man's game, that sort of stigma. And I went down there and I met Bob Milligan, who later on, didn't know at the time, would end up being one of my best friends. He's like a father to me. So I went down there, started playing, got really good at it. Addicted personality started kicking in, wanting to win, become really, really competitive. And then played down there at national and county level. So I played able-bodied bowls first, you know, for a good 10 years, and then I didn't join DBE, Disability Bowls England, until 2019. And me and Bob went down to Leamington Spa to watch, I think it was Disability Bowls were doing North versus South competition. So I went down, I thought, you know, I'll have a look, see what it's all about, and meeting other amputees and, you know, people like that. And within 2 months of joining DBE, I was selected to play in the Home Nations against Scotland and Wales. And we won, which was a great honour to put, you know, that T-shirt England on. And then the opportunity came out that I could do trials for the Commonwealth Games, and 56 players, I think, entered. And then down to the last two. And me and Kieran got selected, and yeah, it's just an honour, really. All the hard work and time's paid off.
The first time I contacted Craig, it was just a usual sales call. Just gave him a ring. He seemed interested in one of the offers that we were running. And he was a little bit quiet on the phone, and he then said, and I quote, "We've never trained anyone quite like him." And I said, well, you know, we've worked with quite a few people, come on in. He was a little bit unsure, but we talked him round, and he then came in the next day. And he came in, as Craig does, loud, big personality. And obviously, as you know, Craig is well, he's missing his arm and his 2 legs. And then he just said, can you work with me? I said, of course we can, you know. You can always find a way.
Over the moon. I was on it every day, you know, have you heard yet, have you heard yet? You know, it's so, you know, really, really, really up for it. You know, absolutely brilliant.
Hold, hold, hold! Come on!
Hooligan.
Boom!
What a hooligan. Everywhere you go, people know him. You know, it's just, you can't miss him because he's so loud and he's brilliant. He really is. Great guy. Really, really, really hoping and praying that he, you know, first of all, that he does his best. As long as he does his best, we're all going to be proud of him, but hopefully he can pick that medal up and bring it home as well.
He want to win the gold medal, and I think he's training for good, and he's going to put all 100%, and he's going to win.
I'm going to be so nervous for him, so nervous, but so proud at the same time. I think I'll just be so emotional. I'll just be the lady crying in the crowd. I think to win any medal is an achievement, but if he comes home with the gold, it'll just be amazing.
We don't think he has a disability, it's just a different ability. It means that Dad can still do stuff even though it seems impossible, but he could probably still do it. I hope he gets the gold medal because I think he's going to win.
Once my legs give up, I'll play in a wheelchair. I mean, I'll be playing bowls till the day I die, you know. It's literally a sport that I love and I will carry it on for the rest of my life. If I had a choice of my old life and legs and arms or this life, I'd choose this life any day of the week.